Oh, well, sorry, Neil. Neo. Oh god, my eye.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
Don't strain yourself too hard.
Tiger, yeah. We've almost got this case won now, Nick.
I wish I could agree.
Huh?
When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember?
I'm a master of deception.
He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testifies the truth.
You mean you think Mr. Armstrong was lying?
I don't know, but if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, Gumshoe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mass isn't here.
Alright. Hold on. Let me put down my ice cream. Hey, pal.
Detective Gumshoe.
What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Top Knot. It's not a top knot!
Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright?
I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I gotta get wound up. Ah!
No kidding.
You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything.
Well,
Hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you've got an hour.
an hour? The trial will have reconvened by then.
Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right?
True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You say you could get some fingerprint analyzed done in an hour?
You bet.
In that case, would you mind checking the print on this for me? This thing. You're going back to the station anyway. Could you find out whose print are on this?
Oh, hey. That's the small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right?
Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to.
Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me, too. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back.
Thanks, Gumshoe. Really cool. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess.
It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys.
Can't wait to see Tigre's back shot.
Bro.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Gago, did you find this Furio Tigre?
I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem.
Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on.
He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. If Matt were here.
Very well. Please show Mr. Tigre to the stand.
If Bass were here, he'd be...
Witness?
Ah!
Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room for me too down there too.
It's funny if we presume she just teleported out.
Smoke bomb.
Okay.
What do you say to me?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge?
I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell calls me into this hall? Was it you, Spiky?
No, of course not. It was the judge.
Where did he go?
Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. What on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carrying on with the proceedings as normal. That's it. We're doomed.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I said who the hell's that called me in here?
There's no need to shout. We can all hear you.
What do you say?
There's no point struggling. You're caught in a snare, the relentless snare of the law.
Oh god. It's back.
And I'm the one that called
The
you
sacks.
The sacks. Too cool. Phoenix acknowledging how cool Gato is, base? Maya, get out from under there. Smoke we every day. Smoke we every. Smoke we every day. Smoke we every day. Neo, it's you.
Don't let him get the better of you, Nick.
Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct?
Incident? I don't know nothing about no freaking incident, mask boy.
You mean you didn't attend the previous trial, Maggie Bird?
Maggie who? I've got no more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas.
You're in one! Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then? Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder.
Phoenix, right?
Yeah?
What,
You's the one who set this up, didn't you?
what the hell?
You was gonna regret the day you ruffles the tiger's fur. You'll hear what I'm saying.
Ah. Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. What? Phoenix canonically shit his pants.
Get a grip, Nick.
I can't, I shat my pants. Tiger's alibi.
I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up in business in December last year. Spent all my time in my office. I got whales lined up from borrowed cash from tender lender every single day. You was want to check my alibi? Just ask by letter.
Ah, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright, you're cross-examining it. What is it? Please witness. If you could refrain from shouting out like that.
I know the kind of games this guy in the blue plays. This lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins.
Low life? Me?
Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me to do something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. You're gonna borrow the cash from me.
What the fuck?
Extortion, my favorite. I really need
That's one loan contract I refuse to sign.
And don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger.
I love a good spectator sport.
Just a minute. That's really not.
This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll fight everyone's heads off. Yours too.
Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. What the fuck, Judge?
You's better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus.
The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick.
Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? I need my goober.
No.
What the fuck you?
I'm a goofy
Your,
goober!
your goober's out of the phone today.
You're a goofy goober! We're all goofy goobers!
Why is that actually really good? Oh my god.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Oh wait, I hope that wasn't irrelevant. Fuck, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh god damn it.
I don't think that was new.
Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know.
You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is.
They look like my teeth.
Mike Wazowski.
Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini?
She writes everything in my scheduler. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was.
It seems like a rather sketchy schedule. There he goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important what he was doing on the day of the murder, so now what? Mr. Tigre!
Wanna use what?
If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail?
It's a dead end, Wright, and you know it. Remember the rules.
No! It's essential that we establish the witness alibi accurately. I agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day too?
Wow, you're playing.
Souls games. Maybe yous ain't listening. Of course I was. I never set foot outside.
Randomly transitions to Australian.
I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I ain't never seen that young kid before.
I do believe the witness' last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please?
Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony.
Don't let an animal beat you. Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. This is a new dialogue, by the way.
The day you was talking about, I was in the office too. I never saw that kid before.
Mr. Tigre, You claim you didn't know Mr. Glen Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you.
What?
Mr. Elg left a little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder! So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glen Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him! Backshot.
Not bad, kid. You're actually not bad.
Sorry?
I was just messing with yous to see how good you were.
Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad.
That's one compliment I can do without. Plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. Audible tiger noises. It follows him everywhere he goes.
Yous calling me a liar? Is that what you're doing?
Also, I want to point out that Tigre's hair, like his side hair is like Phoenix, but like the middle part of his hair is like tilted. He really fucked up.
He's a barber. Pronto.
Reggie? How we get out of this one?
You're saying that your claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth.
I said I'm dead serious. Yous better believe that's the truth.
Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre.
Oh yes, would you mind indulging the court witness? He never actually met the victim. That's got to be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy.
What did that do?
The victim, Glen Elg.
I ain't no liar. I never met Glen Elg. I gotta pay attention. There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, 10 to lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't never showed. I ain't never been to the Tribualtions joint. You hear?
I see. It all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but you didn't show up.
I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead.
No shit. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Didn't I tells you I got big deal going on down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. And I have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? Throat.
You liar. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches?
Matches? What you talking about?
We found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. Skipper, what are you saying? you really never been to Tribualtions before, what was the book of the restaurant manager doing on your desk?
You've been snooping around in my stuff now too, wise guy? What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me.
Backshot. Order! Order! Well, witness? I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Sorry after every sorry, forgive me!
I ain't no pussycat. I don't go back on what I said. But, okay. I was at the joint that day.
What? What?
But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met the kid.
Well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony.
I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn Elk that day. And he did put the poison in his coffee. He must have. At Tribualtions.
I was supposed to eat with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene.
Hi, Math.
Hey, Matt.
Hey,
Told you to give me
I
my
see
goddamn
base boosted
announcement.
chains is in a pickle worked.
The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be. So I split. I heard the cops' sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
I see. Didn't actually meet him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it! If I want hate around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express! No more stupid questions!
Good luck with that.
No problem.
right. This is Mr. Wright we're talking about.
Irrelevant LC. He pays a penalty.
Mr. Godot. That's my job.
Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it!
Okay.
What the
Okay. The Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so you know since she's paying.
Oh man, doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here? No, it ain't gonna mean shit in the Dark Age of law. You mean you saw Glenn Elk's dead body?
I guess I did, but I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth he called a hat.
And what time was this?
I don't know.
Huh?
You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker.
What?
What the?
That's a new one.
I don't understand your lingo, sir.
Ooga booga.
Ah.
Out of interest, Mr. Tigray. What winds you up the second most.
Huh? What do you think? Square watches!
This man hates watches. Is this guy for real?
Look, all I needed to know was that something bad was going down in that place.
So you didn't actually set foot inside a restaurant then?
The tiger's a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation.
So, when exactly did you pick up the matches?
There are matches just inside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home.
Poor Gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry. Where is it? You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre?
No one escapes the tiger's clutches.
Well, I'm something of a lie detective pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. Oh my god, shut up.
Suplex this man. Get the trickster in here now.
Okay, Yana, put me in the femur breaker. I'm ready. I think it's time we got something straight. And it ain't Edgeworth.
What's this, Wright? A new line of irrelevant questioning? A new line of
Who's
general-
accusing me of being straight?
These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there you From there your field of vision would have covered an area something like this.
Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's scene.
Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head.
Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition.
Why, that's true.
Now, look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. Ooh, look at that, you're cracking. So, from the entrance of Tribualtions, you couldn't have seen the victim's scene. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him!
I'm gonna ask an uncomfortable
Wrong!
question.
Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday?
Yeah, what's up?
The victim
So
was
is-
alone at his table.
So is Tigre's skin color naturally red, or do you just fuck up getting a tan?
I think he just fucked up getting a tan. But, to be fair, he's supposed to be the opposite of Wright, so, you know, it works. But the defense just proved that point to be moot!
The opposite of Wright. So he just looks cooler all around.
No, Wright is cooler, what do you mean?
Look.
I'm gonna be in the next Marvel vs. Capcom game and you ain't.
I'm gonna piss myself if that actually is true.
I'm spreading leaked information.
The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn but a fake!
What?
No, that is not Solid Snake.
No, that is not Solid Snake. In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. Backshot.
That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was the real killer who impersonated the victim? You said the killer murdered Glenn Elg, then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo.
It was, Evil Me. Obviously, the killer is Fiero Tigre. No one else could have done it.
What? Well, witness.
Now that's cute. Just think you get business on the tiger? Maybe yous don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. So I dare you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts.
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigray. It's a defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright?
I fucked
The
up.
fact that you're scared of me in your own courtroom is evidence enough. Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You's got guts. I'll give you that.
Mr. Wright? Don't leave me to handle this alone.
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm kind of in England again to talk with Leighton. I'm doing puzzles.
Oh no, you're not. Get your ass back there.
Ah!
This reminds me of a puzzle. You just find yourself right back in the courtroom.
What the fuck? How did I? Skipper.
Perhaps I can end this embarrassment.
Mr. Godot!
Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no, no, no.
The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. It's all Spider-Man's fault.
Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee.
Yes.
Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack.
Bailiffs set up bear traps.
Bailiff, unleash the main event with forced hesitation.
No. No. Nah.
Found your pen at last, right?
It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenelg, and the waitress from behind.
Yes, your point, Mr. Wright.
I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenelg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show.
What? You mean the witness was an imposter as well? Super breaker!
Ah! The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her!
Who on earth was it? Who was this witness that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Who is this woman?
Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tender Lender.
You's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is?
Yeah.
You better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean.
Neo, it's you.
Stop shaking, Nick.
Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following.
Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. And she had a kind of cackling laugh.
There are just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim table who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There is only one logical explanation that clears up all these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice! Once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you! Give me that breakdown, Tiger.
Witness, what have you got to say?
That's not a
That's cute.
that's not a breakdown.
What? He's in such an extreme state of emotion all the time that he can prevent himself from breaking down.
His breakdown's like, well, that's cute. Well, I did it. It's like a deflated whoopee cushion.
Sorry.
You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around.
Well, what do you mean?
Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give yous one more thing to think about before I go.
Matt Ungard, leave us alone.
No.
Something to think about?
Just got it all wrapped up. Nice. Alright. But you missed out on one real important thing.
But that can't be!
I was in the joint that day, and I met the kid too. But I couldn't have poisoned him. You see?
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigray?
What a troublemaker.
Troublemaker?
Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony.
Indeed, witness. You will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify.
This guy looks coked out of his mind. And what am I saying? He probably took some before coming in here.
What happened that day at Tribualtions between yourself and the victim?
Ties to the victim.
Yeah, I loaned them cash. About $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. The kid had his payback date, see? So, anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won! $500,000! You got lucky, you know. Real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over.
Now I see that the principal amount you loaned Mr. Elg was $50,000.
Yeah, well, you's got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know.
That's faster than fast! $100,000 is twice his principal!
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question.
Yeah, you was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case.
His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? The waitress, you mean?
The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If she hadn't gone in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with.
Maybe I should push a little hard. Maybe I should push a little on this. What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
Are you all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way.
As far as I can tell from the witness testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said.
The tiger's motive, huh? There's a new dialogue.
Oh. Okay. If I was after I was after the $100,000. I didn't have no other reason to kill the guy.
Oh yeah? Medical paper! So you just intend to get back the $100,000 to Mr. Elk owed you, correct?
I loaned that guy the cash, so that's my right.
Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, $100,000 wasn't enough to cover it, was it?
Huh?
About 6 months? 6 months? 6 months? 6 months!
8 years.
6 months! Oh my god, 6 months. Oh, 6 months. Oh. Oh.
Mr. Wright?
Sorry, Your Honor. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery.
Where did you get all this info?
These medical paper document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. Payment for those expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full.
What? $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue those HMOs.
No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue.
But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it.
Ah!
says life depended on it, Mr. Wright.
Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini.
Did you say Cadaverini?
Bruto Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Viola, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense! You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadaverini demanded of you! So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenn Elk's life to pay your debt.
Order! 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 What do you say to that witness?
It's a nice little fairy tale. You're right. But even if the witness did need $1 million, that doesn't tie him to Mr. Elk's murder! Mr. Elk only owed him Mr. Elk only owed him $100,000. Had no hope of repaying it anyway.
Yeah, that guy wasn't worth my spit.
I don't think so. In fact, the opposite is true. Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But, in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elk had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
Neo, it's you.
Do you
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god, Neo, are you okay?
I'm okay. Do you know where you're going with this, Nick?
You gotta think outside the box, Maya. Are you okay?
I'm so stuffy.
You sound hella dead.
Yeah.
You
Outside the box?
It's very straightforward. Mr. Tigre wasn't after the $100,000 at all. But you know what's valuable that Glenn Elk had? That would have sold him for more? Say it with me now. MC Bomber.
M
It seems
C B T.
it seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with me?
Glenn Elk was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elk put up in order to borrow the money.
Try to explain how skill can be used with collateral to put your own friend.
He had the skill to create a computer virus, and so he did. A virus known as MC Bomber.
you can tell Judge never leaves
computer
this
virus?
room.
What does one of those do?
A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the inside of a computer. Your brother okay?
No.
I can tell.
Stupid question to ask. Never mind.
Order in the court! A computer? What does one of those do?
I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber will be worth several $1 million on the black market. Mr. Tigre, you could have cared less about the $100,000, isn't that right? All you care about was the one thing, the virus. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hand on this CD. Glenn had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would have preferred to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I.
Lottery win?
Exactly! At the 11th hour, Mr. L won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. So, he resorted to an illegitimate means.
It's crazy.
He murdered Glenn Elk and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elk, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Like I said, Shrike, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stuff like that.
Yeah, this is really complicated for a guy that looks like me and talks in a Brooklyn accent.
For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan.
You's put on a good show, Spiky.
Huh?
If yous want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and brained someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave the trial as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that.
I agree.
You do?
Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out.
Another one.
Dead by Daylight perk. No way out.
What? Another one, Mr. Wright?
Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Shrike? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused?
I present to you a fake badge.
Oh, like the one you have.
What?
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone can be fooled by such a childish imitation.
Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me.
That's...
The truth. That's what I'm saying.
But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it?
Standing in the courtroom, looking at the wall.
No
Wait,
doubt
which
it was
is it?
you. Standing in here, in this very court, a mere month ago.
We'll smoke weed every day, every day. Smoke weed every day, every day. You're cornered now, Tigre, you son of a bitch. Although I do miss my themes also.
The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I've ever seen.
Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here but a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him?
The judge on my side again?
No.
Maybe we get sideways facing judge for once.
It's you, Fitz.
Hey. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh?
Have you no pride, sir?
This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, right here in court, we deal with people's lives.
Mr. Godot is right.
Your Honor!
Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, and with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it.
No!
In the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigres are dubious to be sure, but not conclusive.
Neo, it's you again.
But we've come so far.
And got so far. But in the end,
In
it doesn't
the
even
end,
matter.
It doesn't even matter.
It's all this fucker's fault. Fuck you, Godot. Bruh, you are a pain in my ass more than Francisca. Jesus. Skipper. Oh, Skipper keeps on dying. Oh, there she is. Skipper, you okay?
You say he impersonated Glenn Elk. You say he impersonated you. None of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee.
No! I'm shitting myself.
Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. You's got that?
All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt.
Like, I won't be needing a refill.
If I just had one more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook.
This witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigray.
Huh?
Hey! I got key up, bitch!
I have 2 phones.
My accent's better than yours.
Shut up.
Battle for Brooklyn.
You do the most stereotypical Brooklyn accent.
Detective.
Are you sure either of you from Brooklyn? Detective Gumshoe?
Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's carried on this too. What is it, detective? I will literally die of a heart attack if Maggie is found guilty.
Oh. Don't do... okay, I won't let that happen.
Pulls open chest to reveal, like, some crazy setup.
Oh my god.
Bruh, he
Isn't it obvious, pal?
has the metal heart.
It's
from
the
Life is
final
Strange.
piece of decisive... The final... Nah. I just completely butchered the English language. It's the final piece of decisive... It's the... It's the final decisive piece of
It's
evidence!
the final piece. The one piece.
Gumshoe back shot.
Shut up.
Gumshoe coming to save the day. Why am I not used to this?
I have weed.
Why is my boss theme still playing?
Just follows him wherever he goes.
Phoenix, we're out of the courtroom. You can turn off.
Sorry it took so long, pal. I finally got the results from the lab.
The results?
About the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Turns out they're mostly yours.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, so? Do you know who the prince belonged to now?
Do you think I'm some kind of hat detective? Of course I know! Again, they're mostly phoenixes.
So tell us. They're the tigers, right? I knew it.
You bet! Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tigre's paw prints, alright.
That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid
He's laid
everything
that-
on the line for this, Nick.
I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference who prints are on that bottle now.
Fuck you talking about, pal?
What we need to reduce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the Tigers put poison in Glenn Elk's coffee. He already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle, that really doesn't make any difference now.
I knew it.
Aw, Gumshoe.
Great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use.
I'm sorry I'm laughing at the way Matt said it. It's so funny. I'm sorry. Now I know how Edgeworth feels. Neo. Neo, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
Gumshoe's looking at the black border of my TV, aka my laptop.
This was our last chance to help Maggie. And I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time! It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
This might be Maggie. Skipper? Well, Skipper is dead. Bad ending. Wake up.
Is that the gumshoe?
I want to get to the fun. I want to get to the funny.
Maggie?
Are you working on something for me?
Kiss.
Sorry to let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. And I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that.
Oh. He's gone. Neo.
Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick?
I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh, wait a minute. I think there's a part where, I think there's a moment where, like, Phoenix's track record kind of shakes a bit.
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you've discovered.
Decisive strike.
Yes. Skipper.
Don't keep up with someone in suspense. Try to show off. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we?
Bless you. Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe hard work go to waste.
much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been in no court before. Prisons make me nervous, but you as lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. Courts make me very nervous.
I wonder why, Mr. Tigre.
No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, would you talk us through it, Mr. Wright?
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed into a corner here. But maybe he thinks he's got me beat. He'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright.
This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprint belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What?
But, Mr. Wright... What conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone here knows what this bottle contains, except for
Is that
one
right?
man. One person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and a phony clues. Everything about this case has been a phony. Seems like the perfect...
You're nothing but a phony! A great big phony!
Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence! Mr. Tigre, this is a decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains...
Victims of
potassium
medicine.
cyanide.
Mr. Armstrong's oils.
This bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Hold on, I'm gonna do something.
Potassium cyanide?
Jane's is in a pickle.
Yep. The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints.
There we
Well,
go.
how do you explain that?
You make a good clown, you know that?
What?
Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. Yous just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
A bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix Wright. This ain't the bottle with the cyanide in it.
No, no! This is the bottle! We found traces of the poison in!
Don't mess with the tiger, or yous are gonna get ripped to shreds! The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it.
I want to take a moment to reflect. This dumb fuck. And everyone in the court's like, you fucking idiot. Got him. At last.
What? What? Why has everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle.
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you, people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go.
Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I
I'm still
just
really-
say?
I'm still really in shock.
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had something to do with the murder, if you really had nothing to do with the murder, you should have known all the little details. For instance, you should have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
Yous don't know who's you messing with. I'm the tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. But that's just what you deserve. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all! Oh god.
I'm going Super Saiyan.
Oh,
Bailiff, who installed the strobe light?
his roar was so loud.
What the fuck?
His roar was so loud, it busted the light.
What's going
It
on?
was so loud, my mic didn't catch it.
Hey, Meekins.
It looks like a blackout, sir.
Ah!
Oh, got him.
Shut the fuck up! Boo!
Well done.
Scott Summers looking ass.
Oh, and lights back on.
I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you.
Oh boy.
Ah.
Savor it.
Savor.
While you watch the police restrain your prey.
Well, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Hangman Steve, you get to kill a fake Phoenix, right? That's close enough, right?
My throat's gonna hate me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe. If this one hollers, he won't be let go. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot?
He is being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Wright, Your Honor.
I'm not. I ain't the maniac.
Okay.
Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error.
Yeah, I was in England, you idiot!
This
Nah! Man, look at all this England food. It really cures my depression.
Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was.
And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake.
Indeed. Apparently Halo's getting a season 2?
Yeah.
Somehow.
I'm pretty sure that was announced like last month.
Why? It's like the poorest received video game adaptation of the last 5 years. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for one slip of the tongue.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids and that damn dog.
Fiorio Tigre is truly a frightening criminal.
The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there.
Godot?
Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. The court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty.
Maggie Bird, sorry.
I'm going to kill you.
What a happy ending. Except for Furio Tigre. He's going to jail.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Probably gonna get shanked.
Where's Wright?
Congratulations, Maggie.
I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe? Oh, wait.
Detective Gumshoe.
Kiss, you idiot. Give me my OTP. Well, my straight one.
Oh yeah! Congratulations, Maggie.
Thank.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, I was... Oh, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around.
You ain't getting
Wait
out
up,
of this
detective!
one.
You just ran off.
Oh my god.
Maggie, stop being such a bitch. He's trying to help. He helped you.
Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you.
I thought mine was gonna say busted balls. I'm like,
Oh god, I forgot they showed Master Chief's fucking face in the Halo series.
yeah.
Yeah, they did. Was
And
it
he's the
like
most
one of the
generic
first
white
episodes
dude
too?
possible.
Was that like one of the first episodes too?
I think it was the final episode. That's like me saying that Spider-Man finally gets his web shooters at the final episode.
But the thing is, I don't think we're supposed to see Chief's face. That's even a thing in one of the Halo games. If you tried to put a camera away while the cutscenes to see his face when he takes off his helmet, it's just another helmet. I don't think you're supposed to see
To be
his
fair, there
face.
is actually a face model in one of the game's multiplayers.
Oh.
But it's also confirmed that that's not his canon face. That's just a placeholder.
Mia, we're almost there. Kinda.
It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle.
That wasn't even of any use.
But
It's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles.
Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
can't you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie? You know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this.
I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, I practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it.
I got to prove her that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Here's some giant-ass wieners. Here you are.
How long have those been in your pocket?
Since...
It must stink. It must stink to high heaven in there now.
Since,
I wouldn't eat those.
Since, yesterday. Because we got a new one, and we ate the old one. And these ones are bigger. Here are a present to celebrate your freedom. A present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. I heard you like weenies, Maggie, so here you go. They knew what they were fucking doing when they did this. Oh my fucking god.
I think you might be reading too much into this.
He said you lost weight and he was worried about you.
Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies. You know.
That was a
Don't
shock.
eat those.
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know.
Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it?
Is it okay if I eat this now?
Bruh.
So how is it, Maggie?
It's really good.
I shipped Gumshoe and Maggie, goddammit. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end.
The judge takes in,
The false
just sees
allegations
the steak lines
surrounding
coming
man.
off that lunch.
Straight up.
I wouldn't eat that.
And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter.
We're gonna
of
have
Wright
a new
about to
poisoning
start.
case.
Recipe of the Turnabout. The end.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's about to get fucky soon.
Look who it is!
Edgeworth!
Hold up, hold up, I have a song for this.
Oh boy.
It better not be Guess Who's Back again.
No, no, better.
If you think that's crazy, just wait until we get to the last trial.
In muted.
Alright, you guys want to see, like, the intro real quick before we go?
Yes. Do you also have characters planned for this chapter?
Not yet. I'm gonna do it after we see the intro.
Alrighty.
Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Turnabout beginning. The girl. Let her go.
Oh.
Oh.
Why is this like in
Oh.
Panama
It's
1940s?
this one. It's this one.
Shut up. Come closer and I'll kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. Bang.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Phoenix.
He's in the hospital. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Picture. Name, Terry Falls. Charge, kidnapping, murder. Sentence, death penalty.
It's this dude. It's this dude.
Fugitive moments after escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape.
She looks like Jill Valentine.
Back!
Oh god, she does.
Her very
Yeah.
first client was a
Right,
death
oh
row
my
inmate who had
God.
recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I met. Six years earlier, Mia faced first trial.
How the fuck am I involved in this?
We'll find out next time.
Next time on